Welcome to the 2-5 cast. I'm your host, Mike. I'm here with Kamden.
I am Kamden.
New York Kamden.
That is me. 'Tis my name.
Kamden. All right. 3 times enough.
That's the charm.
No, it's just three's enough for a bad joke. Say it 3 times and you Beetlejuice away.
Or you appear, or I'll just appear in your bathroom mirror.
Bloody Mary shows up and she has a good chuckle.
No, it's me. And I'm like,
Bloody
hey.
Kamden shows up and he has a bloody chuckle.
A bloody chuckle. I don't even know. What does that sound like?
Oh.
Are
No,
you fucking Santa?
No, that's what that's what it sounds like when you let Ganon resurrect.
Sure.
From Zelda 2.
I don't know. Okay. Sure. I don't know.
It's when you die and it just says
He
Ganon has resurrected and it sounds like
I don't actually know. What's Zelda 2?
It's the second Zelda. It's the sequel to Zelda.
Zelda?
Zelda 1.
Oh. I've only played a few of the Zelda games.
It's the introduction to Shadow Link.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yep.
Cool. I thought that was like a new thing, like Shadow Link. I don't know. I like Legend of Zelda, but
I don't love Legend of Zelda.
No, I do. I love it. I like the whole story.
But I'm
like
not
the aesthetic.
in love with Legend of Zelda.
That's it. That's exactly it. No, I just don't know that much about the lore, the story, or I think I've mentioned this in previous podcasts, but like those games were just not readily available to me, so I just never played them. And so a lot of the things I feel like I should know, I just don't know.
What you're telling me is you're a fake fan.
I guess, yeah.
You
sure,
never
I'm
played
a
the
fake
Zelda
fan.
CDI games? It's okay. Neither have I.
No.
No one should.
I was like, certainly haven't. Speaking of games, if I could just segue this into a little gaming thing, I bought.
Play the gaming music.
I don't know what is it.
No, you did it. That's it. Keep talking.
Okay. I bought Harvest Moon, Story of Seasons, Trio of Towns.
What'd you rate it? 1 out of 7, 5 being the highest. What do you rate it?
1 out of 7, 5 being the highest.
Yep.
So I think Metacritic gave it like a 76%, but I think this is probably my favorite Harvest Moon game.
Fucking bought reviews again, right? Oh, your favorite, really?
My favorite, yeah. So my favorite, and I have always said this, is More Friends of Mineral Town for the Game Boy Advance.
It beats More Friends?
It beats More Friends. And I think, I don't know, for me, a reason I loved...
How many friends are in this game?
What do you mean?
How many friends are in your game?
More Friends of Mineral Town
Yeah.
or Story of Seasons?
Story of Seasons. Is there more friends than
Or
More
whatever.
Friends than
Well,
Mineral Town?
there is.
Holy shit.
Well, let me tell you one thing I love is a lot of the Harvest Moon. So this is Trio of so Story of Seasons is
Yeah, break it down for me, baby.
so Story of Seasons. Maybe we've talked about this. Is like a certain kind of aesthetic or type of Harvest Moon game because I also have
It's that 3D crap, isn't it?
it is.
Ugh,
It's one of the 3D games, but it's not the worst that I've seen in my opinion. Like Skytree Village, I think, is another one of them that I just do not like.
You hear that, Sky Tree? We coming for you.
We fucking get ready, put them up, boys.
Put 'em up, square up, bitch.
But I actually have Story of Seasons, just Harvest Moon Story of Seasons. Trio of Towns is kind of like a play on Harvest Moon Tale of Two Towns, which is not like a 3D, it's a 2D. They kind of combined two like separate ideas of Harvest Moon into one, so I have Trio of Towns. But what I love about it, speaking of More Friends, is you have your main characters. You have your main character. Listen, and then you have character. Stop making fun of the way I say things. Harse.
Crick.
Fucking listen. I don't say that anymore. So
What?
I don't say it no more. Creek
Oh.
and roof were ones I taught myself to say.
I've never
that
seen more pain on Cam's face than the time he said Greek
and roof.
Roof.
No, I just like those are ones. Those words are easier for me to learn how to say. I don't think
Marsh will be with you forever.
Yeah, I can't get rid of that one. So the way saying it the proper way or whatever, I say like, oh fuck, I don't know. Wash. I don't know how to form my mouth to say that word. Wash. It's for a while I said wash because I was like, I guess it's wash.
Cam? What do you do with your ass?
What do you mean?
What do you do with your ass?
There's a lot of things you can do with it.
Do you go in the shower and what do you do with your ass in the shower?
What do? I just clean it
With
a loofah and some soap.
All right. Enough of your shit.
I just wash it. That's what you're looking for?
Okay,
Is that what you're looking for? Or you know what I do? You know what I need to do? I need to wash some of my clothes because
Duvet.
I have not done laundry in a while. Duvet.
I don't. Was that the little tinkle toilet that cleans your butthole with some water?
I want to say beignet, but that's a food.
Don't eat that.
Beignets are good.
All right. Are you done talking about animal?
No, I'm not.
I got a lot to say.
Sure. Sorry. Well, I'll leave on this note. One thing
keep going.
One of my favorite things about this is you have like your characters that you get to know, like your villagers or whatever. But what they did is they added other AI, so it looks like they have just like some kind of generic looking characters walking around in each village. So each village looks more full.
So it has like a bunch of unnamed people?
Yeah. Actually, they are named. So you go up to them and then they'll just be like, oh, Joanne or like Sarah. Like they are not important to your storyline. They're not important to know. They don't
have like a shop or they
No,
don't.
they don't. Some of the like generic characters actually have a shop.
Okay, but that was like that in the old game. Like Anne from fucking Friends of Middletown, she worked at the bar even though she was 12.
No, but she's like a main, but she's like a main character or whatever. She's like an actual character with like a personality and a story and everything.
She had
actually
a family
relates
too, and her family had is a character to them.
Yeah. And I know she's like redheaded. She's got like a ponytail. But what I'm saying is these people.
It was braided?
Yes, it was braided, and she has overalls.
And I loved her.
Fight me. She was not the one. No, I played more friends, so I didn't marry any women. I was the woman, and I married the guy.
I was the woman.
I was the woman. But they
just got off the plane. You're like, there's a new woman in town, bitch. I've got a vagina.
Just come out. It's like her pussy's beaming. It's like a fucking bright-ass light.
It's a John
Everyone on the
Mulaney joke,
plane. What is it?
John Mulaney.
I don't know, but you know what?
It's some kid goes up to him. He's like, you got a penis. And he's like, and I didn't like that shit at all. And if I was a woman, it'd be different. Because if a little boy came up and said, you have a vagina, and then I'd be like, yes, I do, and it's wonderful. And anyway, enough telling other people's jokes, but
that's a good joke though. That's funny.
Good job,
I don't like that
Johnny
shit
boy.
Whatever. But what I'm saying is you can't. So sometimes when you're talking to like characters, they have like a picture of the character that comes up on the screen.
Okay.
So one of the main characters' name is Frank. He's your uncle or whatever. So he actually has a whole design, a personality, whatever. They have just like generic AI walking around that just give you
Is he a gunkle?
He's not a gunkle. Actually, maybe, because there is a cutscene that I accidentally triggered.
His real name is Frank Mercury.
Frank Mercury. But here's the thing though, is like there's definitely a character that's queer coded. Okay. For sure.
Oh, in a bad way or good way?
I don't know. It's a whatever. This is my first interaction with him just today. But Frank, your potentially gay uncle. That's the thing, is I accidentally triggered a cutscene, and I was with another character, and they're like, "Oh, we overhear Frank telling something like he loves them or whatever." Ho ho. And so you go around town, and you're like, "Oh my God, Frank's got a girlfriend or whatever," and he goes, essentially, "I don't have time for that shit." And it was because he's not married. He doesn't have no children. It was. I was like, he is your gay uncle. It's fucking. Also, there are like little things okay. Each town has like a little celebration, like, oh, let's celebrate like our goddess or whatever. They all have their own goddesses.
Let's celebrate Pride. No.
But here's the thing, they have dances, and you can choose whether you want to dance with a male or a female.
Oh. I can sow my seed wherever I want.
But you can, obviously you can only marry, like, if you play as a guy, you can only marry girls and vice versa. But you can dance with...
Cock tease Nasumi.
I was so Marvelous.
Is it Marvelous?
Yeah, it's Marvelous that developed it.
Yeah.
But that's upsetting, so I'm like, why can't I just fuck it? And, like, I will say, I love the environment, and, like, there's just a lot of things to do. There's tons of things to do. I never get bored, and there's always, like, a lot of different tasks. And
I'm so happy for you.
I don't know. I just love this game, but that's the one thing I want is just same-sex marriage. Just fucking let me, because the bachelorettes are kind of shitty. So like, only
you didn't finish the job, Obama. Get back in office.
We need this fixed.
Yeah.
But the only like real, I think, worthy character of mirroring is like a guy. I don't know how to pronounce his name because he's from a town I don't know how to pronounce because it's the Asian-inspired town, and I would butcher the name.
Okay.
But I love the game. It's my new favorite game.
Oh, I'm so happy.
Thank you.
All right, enough about your shit. Nice
All right.
talking to the mic. I went to Vegas.
Vegas, baby.
Yeah, I didn't do much.
It's cool. What did you do though?
I went to probably the coolest thing I've been to all my life, and I'm being serious.
Your entire.
No, like it was really cool, and I
cool.
want to go back. It was the Pinball History Arcade.
I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, I interacted. I didn't get to play it. I interacted with a pinball game that is a two-player thing, and it's basically people play on each side, and then the goal is to score points when it's angled at you, and then whenever the ball drops down, it switches it has like a motor, and it switches sides to the other person, and it's their turn to get points, and it's like 4 rounds of 2.
That's interesting.
Back and forth, back and forth.
Like the 4 times I've been to Vegas. It's not something I've done.
Yeah, not a museum. Imagine a museum in your mind's eye. Nothing like that.
Yeah, okay.
It's a little out there, and it gives it a lot of personality though.
Yeah.
There are a bunch.
Where's it at?
Vegas.
Fucker. Where at in Vegas?
I don't know.
Was it on like the main strip?
No.
Was it on Fremont Street?
I don't know.
Okay. That's fine, I guess.
Anyway, monkey feet. Sorry, I dropped something. There's like 3 things that pinball thing has that's really cool. It has the super rare ones that were like when it was basically prohibition, back when they were like illegal because they were considered gambling.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. James taught me a lot. I did know a little bit before going in because I listened to a couple podcasts where they talk about pinball and stuff like that. Basically, there was a decision that pinball is a game of skill, not a game of luck.
It's like bingo, even though that's 100% a game of luck.
What?
Bingo's gambling.
What is gambling? No, I'm just kidding.
It used to be illegal because it used to be considered gambling.
Is it not though? It is.
It is, but like okay, so I think there was like a whole thing with like making gambling illegal in any form. Bingo was one of them, but bingo was one of the first actual gambling things to be like de-illegalized. They were just like, whatever, this is gay. This is too gay.
I'll people only do this, and a bunch of queers. I don't know. Fuck it, let them.
Because it's 100% like by chance.
Yeah, because you buy the cards, right?
Yeah, so I played bingo on my 16th birthday. My mom took me to play bingo.
Yeah, how was that? Did you win?
I won $100.
Nice.
Yeah.
Gambling.
Gambling, yep. We bought a bunch of cards. We went out and bought special daubers. And, yep, I will say, anyone can fight me on this. Some of the best food I've ever had was in the fucking cafeteria of the bingo hall.
It's because those old people got nothing to do other than to cook.
It was a younger lady.
Then that young lady has nothing to do other than to cook.
I just got burgers and fries. That was some of the best burgers and fries I've ever had.
Anyway.
Yeah, sorry.
So
back to you.
that's like one pillar of this establishment that you can expect. The next one is, I would describe them as like oddities. I played this game where it was on a track, and it was like rotating like buildings and towns to me, and I was like in a bomber, and my job was to like line up my shot and fire, and it was like all analog. It was weird because it was what we would call a video game. It was the complete opposite because there was no video screen to it. It was all motorized. I mean, which makes sense because a lot of pinball is motorized. It's all like it's circuitry, but it's a weird thing because it's all about like if this, then that, and gates or gates.
Yeah.
I played a game where it was basically like a little Hot Wheel, and you would
beat that.
No, I wasn't beating anything. I would rotate this steering wheel, and it had like a little pedal.
Yeah.
And it was like again on a little track, and when I crashed, it like picked up the Hot Wheel in it and like like made it rotate and flip like it was being like launched off the road. Yeah,
that's really cool.
Yeah, so I would describe
this
that.
This is a fucking pinball machine?
I mean, not all of them were pinball. It's just the pinball history.
Oh, okay.
Then I would describe the third pillar as like if you thought about brawlers in a arcade, you would think like Gauntlet or Simpsons, like the staples of arcade gaming.
Yeah.
Miss Pac-Man, the Star Wars pinball machine, Galaga, I think was there. Yeah, the Galaga was definitely there.
Like traditional
Centipede.
arcade games.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, all those like not a lot of vector, but definitely like that middle tier of arcade gaming that you expect.
Not like Dave and Buster's.
No, because Dave and Buster's is all about like fucking Flappy Bird machines and Kung Fu Panda.
I've only been once, and I had not a great time.
Yeah,
it was okay. Actually, I'll say it was very okay.
I got number one on the Kung Fu Panda game.
Aww.
The one time I went. Yeah, it's real tricky because you have to just get the timing just right in order for you to get a perfect. And I got a perfect, and I was just like, fuck yeah. I was so happy.
Suck it, everybody else.
Yep. I was the only one to do it alone. I'm taking that claim. And then it was during James's bachelor party, and then we all got together, and then we all got perfect because we all it was 6. It's like, you ever play it?
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, it's like...
This was like 4 years ago that I went.
It's a punching game, and there's 6 buttons, and there's 3 on your left and 3 on your right, and there's like a low, medium, high, and a low, medium, high on your right and on your left. The goal is to punch the fruit or whatever the fuck it was, but not hit the bombs. So, Master Fang...
So it's kind of like Fruit Ninja.
A little, but you're not swiping anything. You're just
Sure.
punching. So
Yeah, okay.
And the whole point is you want to hit the thing that, like, it pops from the left middle, you want to hit the left middle. Pops from the top right, you want to hit the top right. Oh no, there's a bomb bottom left. Don't hit the bottom left.
Gotcha.
So that was the game, and there was like 6 of us, and we each picked a little beater thing to beat them up.
Yeah.
And we just went pow, 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 anytime we saw like a fruit thing that came through. So
you cheated.
I got it right the first time. Or I did it by myself. But then we cheated the second time we got it perfect. Yeah. Whatever. They didn't stop us. We're all... I mean, I don't know why they would. We're a bunch of grown, drunky men.
They're just like, whatever. Just let them have it. Mm-hmm.
It's like fucking... Like, what? They're going to get a giant plushy banana for 50 cents? Sure.
No, me going to... The one time I went to Dave & Buster's was me not pre-transition, but before I started testosterone.
Yeah.
So I was 17. I was 17 years old. And I'm 21 now, so I don't remember jack shit. So I remember I had just a very okay time.
It's a very okay place. The food is good.
I don't remember.
Okay.
That's what people say about Hooters. People say Hooters has great food, but I have never been.
No.
And like I just don't know. Every time I see like a sign for Hooters, I'm like, I'm considering just going in there and just getting like some wings and seeing like, is this really that good?
Welcome to Hooters.
I'm gay, so just give me some wings.
You should tell them I'm here for my shift. I'm gay.
What do you think they'd say?
Where's your apron? Where's your shirt?
Do they have like a Hooters, but like a men's version? Well, Hooters is like for titties, right?
I have a business proposition for you.
They call it Johnny's.
Johnny Brock's.
Call it bananas.
Bananas. Oh, that's good.
Yep.
It's nothing but fruit smoothies. You want a big banana in your smoothie?
I was like, I'm trying to think of how to make this real gay, but I'm having some problems.
Extra whipped cream, please, on my face. There you go.
he like delivers this fucking smoothie. Has the whipped cream and a fucking cherry at the very top.
Their banana hammocks are actually just like canister holders for Cool Whip, and they just gotta like get up on a counter and like kind of teabag your drink and just. You want a cherry on that?
Like, oh, fuck it, this can is empty.
I have to pick up...
Jim, can you give me another? Oh my, why am I saying this like it's all gay?
Yeah.
I mean, you know what? That's the thing, though. I was like, I can't assume that women wouldn't go in there. That's rude. I'm assuming, like, I'm making this very queer coded because I'm like,
the cherry
this
with
is all
their
for
ass?
gay.
That like not with their like not the cherry, but like the stem.
The stem. I'm sure I could do that. I don't know.
We're about to turn this into a Howard Stern show.
No, we're not.
You want
go
to
get
show us? You want to go show us so you can put the cherry on it?
If I show you my pussy, you have to pay me. That's the only thing I've ever... Okay, so out of the Howard Stern show, the only thing I've ever seen was a clip of Tila Tequila riding the Sybian, which is a sex machine, in
Yep.
case y'all don't know that. And someone, like, Howard Stern's like,
That's
he's
that
like,
guy from Dragon Ball, right? The Sybian.
oh, good Lord. Maybe, I don't know. I mean, listen, I'm not going to get that into the video, but he did say, like, he's like, just take all your clothes off, just show us. So she goes, if I show you my pussy, you have to pay me. And he goes, oh, well, we'll just sit on it then. It's okay. As in, like, I don't want to pay you to see your vagina. But I don't know. That's the only thing I ever know about the Howard Stern show. I can tie a cherry stem with my tongue, though, just as, like, an aside.
All right.
Yeah, look at that. But back to bananas.
Yep. I love bananas.
I do too. I shouldn't assume, though, that it's for gay men only. Because, I mean, like, men go in Hooters, but women also go in Hooters.
Yeah.
Like, so why don't women want to go into, like, you know... Like, I'm sure a lot of people who go to, like, Chippendales
Here's
and
the
stuff,
thing.
especially
There's
when
no
I think
money in
that's gay.
sexualizing men, so that's why the government, or not the government, but companies don't do it.
Chippendales.
Ah, you're right.
And the Thunder from Down Under.
There's not as much money in sexualizing men.
Let's also, like, male dancing. There's way more, like, female strip clubs than I think are, like, male strip clubs.
Yeah.
And I can't say that that's 100% science, but as a person who worked in an adult store, I can tell you, like, 10 to 1, like, female dancers versus male dancers. Like,
Okay.
it was very, very rare that I actually had a male dancer come in. And a lot of the times, if I did have a male dancer come in, he worked on his own only for private parties. And a lot of women worked at clubs. So, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like I can confidently say that that's probably true.
Because I wonder if it's that thing that we talked about off air where, like, women's sexuality, man, we're getting deep into it, aren't we?
Yeah.
Women's sexuality or sexual interest is, like, shamed. Like people put down women who masturbate. Like, you have to, women have to convince people that they masturbate.
Yeah, and then, like, I had this interaction, and I've had this kind of interaction many times, where I've had a girl with her boyfriend or whatever, and she's like, yeah, I masturbate. And he goes, why? You only need me. Like, am I not enough for you? It's like, no. I actually, okay, I'll get real specific. I was at the Pokemart, and I actually had a couple that, oh, fuck! You have to cut that out. Son of a bitch.
I'm not cutting anything out.
No! You don't give a shit anymore?
No.
You don't fucking care? Or you
No,
want to just go ahead
don't
and
tell the story.
say it? Okay.
No.
Whatever.
One day, maybe.
One day, maybe. I don't know how to continue where I was saying then.
How were you while I was gone at Veggie?
At Veggie.
Oh, man, I had fucking crazy turbulence.
I was like, wait, what did you just say?
Oh, what's the...
Because I thought you said, like, ambulance at first. I was like,
turbulence.
An ambulance?
Amber
You had a terrible time with an ambulance?
Have you ever seen that Amber Lamps video?
No.
It's a weird thing in 2017, the year of our Lord and Savior 2017.
Amber Lamps?
Some guy punches a black guy in the face on a bus. I'm not laughing because of that. It's just like, it's a really wild video that got popular. And the black guy was like, somebody call an Amber Lamps.
No.
Yeah.
I haven't. Go. If you haven't seen that either, go look it up and enjoy that little laugh. Yeah, no. There's been so many things.
I feel
on
like
internet.
the old man was being harassed and he was like
shit.
vet or something. I don't know. It's weird. I like to hope that the person got punched was the aggressor and not we're celebrating some white guy punching a black guy because yikes.
Oh, you didn't clarify that one.
Oh, yeah.
You said he was a black guy, but you didn't say the guy punched was a white guy. Oops. Anyway, I've been watching a lot of Vines lately.
No, I was going to tell you about this.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. You're turbulent.
Dropped out of the sky
You're turbulent.
5 times, dude. It was
Oh,
wild.
jeez.
And I
just like stalled and just.
No, not stalled, but like it was clearly rough winds. And I maybe get my terminology mixed up. We probably didn't drop out or anything like that, but it was definitely like the wind was fucking making the plane its bitch. And everyone was like a little freaky outy. And
there's like that weird aura.
I had my earbuds in. I was not reacting to it, like dead steely stare, just like fuck no, I'm not reacting to this at all. I'm chewing some gum.
Oh,
I spit out my piece. I get a new one. I turn to the people to my right who are freaking out, and I'm like, "Would you guys like some gum?"
Aww.
I was like,
Ease them.
the reason why I spit out my gum, I was just like, if I'm gonna die, I'm not gonna die with some old gum in my mouth when I got new gum in my pocket.
Oh my god, I love that thought.
Yeah.
So why didn't you react?
Because in my head, I had this image, or I was telling myself, listen, there's been way worse instances of people experiencing this, and they live. There's no reason why this would get us killed. We're going to get out of the area of the sky where it's super cloudy, and we're going to touch the ground, and we're going to be fine because it's really not that bad.
Huh.
Everyone else is freaking out, and it kind of made me freak out. But in my head, I was like talking myself down.
I think I did that too. Like, that's how you process things. Because I told you about that time that I was on our public transit where we live.
Uh-huh.
And somebody was shot and got killed.
You're in your head. You're like, listen, how many murders turn into a mass homicide? Not that many. You're probably okay.
I always wonder this, and I will continue to analyze this till I'm dead. But everyone, like, when it happened, everyone on the tram fucking ran. Like, obviously because there's somebody with a gun who's shooting us. Like, shot somebody, and I literally just got up and walked off. And I was like, you know what?
Hold this motherfucker around.
Like, this fucking
Kamden.
happens. Yeah, I watched that red. I don't know. Like, I will continue to wonder, like, why don't I feel more impact on that? Like, why I watched somebody get shot and killed, and why don't I feel that more? I'm just like, you know what? It fucking happens. People get shot and killed, and maybe that's like insensitive of me. But
sometimes you fuck around and you die.
I don't know. I don't know what happened. I heard. I saw as soon as I saw the situation being set up, and I was like, this is not gonna end very well. And then there was a gunshot.
I want to knock it out when he was gonna die. Nope, you died. Okay.
And the situation was really weird, but maybe also because I was with my sister, and my sister was freaking out, so I had to just be like, I don't have time for this because I have a person next to me that I have to calm down.
Yeah, when your parent mode kicks in, you don't really. You're just
yeah,
like,
I was
nope.
like, my dad pants were on.
Yeah.
I was like,
belt off though.
Belt was off just in case. But do you remember me telling you about this? I know I've talked about this on a podcast.
It was after the Ponic. Yeah, Ponic at the Dasco.
Yeah, back in April.
April.
Yeah, but that's what I want to know. Is like, were you just internalizing the turbulence? Like, oh, okay, well, here we go.
Yeah, not like that though. I guess all right, now we're gonna experience some turbulence. Okay, here we go.
Like the flight attendants.
Okay. I felt bad for them. They were like fucking still trying to get their job done. Like, oh, you got any trash? And I get whipped around in the plane.
That's gotta be the worst thing ever. Being a flight attendant has like really strict criteria. Like I wouldn't qualify.
What do you mean?
To be a flight attendant, there's very strict criteria, and to be a flight attendant,
I don't believe you.
There is.
Because I saw one that was similar size and shape, and height as you, and they were a flight attendant.
I know. Well, I still wonder. Like, I don't think I would qualify, just because of like I don't actually know how much I weigh.
Because you do not fly.
I've only flown a couple times, but mostly
don't
just
trust this kid.
Just we don't no queers. But that's why I like wonder.
Keep the queers on land, so when the seas rise.
I know for a fact you have to be under a certain height, but also
under. Okay, I see. I always thought the ideal flight attendant was tall and skinny, so that way you can reach the stuff.
Nope, because
I know
you can't be too
astronauts
tall.
Can't be tall.
Mm-hmm.
Hard limit on that.
Yeah, well, that's why I was like, also like with the weight limit, like I also can't be like over a certain weight. But I don't actually know if I qualify for that or not.
I think you do fine.
I've looked into it. But
it was a girl. She was kind of not that fat, but heavier than you.
She's thick. Thick with the two C's. With the two C's. I don't know. Whatever. Flying. So, what else did you experience on your trip? With a little fucking sassy hand there. No one can see that, but I did a little sassy hand.
I met James's baby. Again, she doesn't remember me from the first time. My hair freaked her out the first time. It
Yeah.
was cute.
Yeah.
She was able to say my name by the end of it. Only a year and a half. Little Bobby.
Hello, Bobby.
Yeah.
Aw.
She'll just say I love you, and then
Aw.
like, does that count as a complete sentence?
I love you.
Yeah.
Uh.
Like, yes, because it's a.
Well, the act of loving could be as like a verb.
But like, to her, she doesn't understand the individual components of I love you.
She's a fucking year and a half.
Yeah,
What
I
do you
know, but
expect?
I'm trying to suss out if that counts as her first sentence.
I would say yeah.
Okay.
We just say I love you.
Okay.
Like I love you, Mike.
It's cute. She came up and hugged my legs once too.
Aw.
I was just standing there.
So-
She'll find trash on the ground and just bring it up to you, be like trash, and then you'll just throw it away for her.
That's really cute.
They have a dog named Ace.
Some children are
and
very
yes,
precious.
She is so smart.
yeah.
She was like fucking walking super early. She like wanted to skip the tutorial. She was just like, I gotta go. I know what to do already.
That was me.
Yeah, and yeah, cute Bobby.
See that little video of that baby like walk like that fresh ass baby walking?
Yeah. Oh wait, there was one other thing. Allie, James' wife, was telling me about how when she puts the baby to bed, she gives her name's I don't want whatever. I don't want to put out their
Gotcha,
baby's
it's
name.
okay.
It's weird. It's
Their
baby can't consent to me saying their name.
I know. It's okay.
So when they put their girl to bed, Allie gives her the bottle and then puts her binky on her forehead. And so now, whenever she's tired, she just starts rubbing her binky on her forehead.
Oh, that's
Like
really
that's a weird correlation, but all right, I get your meaning.
cute. She's just like walks up to them and just like rubs her binky
Yeah.
on her forehead. Like,
Well,
she's tired.
It's because like when she's done with the milk, she just takes it off. She knows where to find it because it's on her forehead. She just takes it, puts it in her mouth. So
Oh,
yeah.
That's interesting.
yeah, it's cute.
It's so weird how we can just like train little humans to do things like that.
Yeah.
And I know that's a weird way to say that. But
James did have. Sorry, I cut you off.
It's okay.
But fuck you. James had something to say. He had it. He made me think about something when I was talking about tiny homes, small homes.
Yeah.
There's a point.
Oh, does he listen? Hi.
Yeah,
Hi
he
there.
does.
Hey,
Yeah.
James.
Hey, what up? There's a point in which there needs to be like a level of self-policing, because what is the reason behind you wanting a small home? I'm the one that wants it, but when one says I want a tiny home, what is the reasoning?
Reasoning.
Reasoning.
Seasonings.
Because I want it because I like to live minimalistically, but there's also a pressure on like companies, especially in China, for small houses to be the in thing, the it thing, and it's because they literally want people to consume less and take up less, to be less of a person, go out, work, go home, exist in a small bubble, use less electricity, use less, whatever. Just be,
Like dehumanize them?
yeah, essentially. So there needs to be like, I was thinking about that because the fucking TLC, I love bashing on them, and they're like, my small house, I want a small house where it barely fits my fucking bed, and it's just
Yeah.
like, why does that show exist? Because like, was that like
Privilege?
a trend that people were trying to push, saying like,
I see.
oh yeah, see, it is nice to have a small house. Screw all these like, not pimp my ride, but like cribs, and like, oh, I live in this huge
I watched that
mansion.
show.
And was it like the reverse? Is it trying to combat that? Saying there may be
I mean, I do the couple times
not
I've
as
ever watched.
malicious as I'm putting it out to be, but
I don't know, because the couple times I've watched, like, Tiny Living or whatever the fuck that show's
Tiny
called.
Living.
I don't know. That show, like, my
The
Tiny
Learning
Home.
Channel. fuck you, TLC.
Tender Living Care. That's
No,
all I
it's
know.
not
I know it's.
called that.
I know it's called the Learning Channel, but that's the
Trading
only
Spaces.
thing. Wife Swap.
Yeah.
that show is something else. But I don't know. Like, I always remember the people on there. The few times I've watched it, they have said why they're downgrading to like a smaller home.
Uh-huh.
And there's only been a couple times where I have been like, that's a really stupid idea. And one of them was like a mom and a dad and their 4 fucking children. And they're like, we're going to live in this small space.
We're gonna live in like that one fairy tale where she's got a fucking boot.
Because, like, I was like, this is a stupid idea. And their only reason was, we want to be closer to our children. We feel like we're all disconnected in this big fucking house that we live in. And I was like, this is stupid, because you can very, very distinctly, your kids are young enough that they will listen to you. Also, they respect you, so they'll listen to you. But just like, have fucking family dinner every night or something. Like, hey, this is our time to sit down, disconnect from everything, like catch up on everything that everyone's doing throughout the week.
No phones at the dinner table.
Yeah, or set a rule of like, if you do have your phone, like if you do look at your phone, then like you have to do a chore or something, because then you can, correlate that into like disciplinary rules or, chores. That's parents do chores, right? But that's just one I was like, this is stupid. This is fucking stupid. And a lot of
your kids are gonna grow up to hate you because it's.
That is exactly what I thought.
Like, thanks, Mom, for getting rid of my sense of privacy. Fuck you.
That was exactly what I thought, because one of the reasons I did not like, after a certain point living with my sister, because we used to share. Fuck, Mike. Okay, no one can see this, but Mike has a snowball microphone, and so
I have a stand, and I'm just playing with it, and I did a boy thing, and I held it up like I was a penis.
Like I was a penis.
Anyway.
One of the things I hated about sharing the same room as my sister was there was no privacy. And one of the things that one of the reasons I do not want to move back to my parents' house is because I have no sense of privacy. I do to some degree.
You literally have told me stories of Abby busting in while you're trying to bust a nut.
Yep.
Hey, you doing stuff?
Yeah, the amount of times that I have been in my room when I live with my parents and people just walk in, but there was a rule in our house of no one's allowed to lock the doors. You can't do that.
It's because we don't trust you, kids. It's not because we don't love you. It's because we don't trust you.
But that's the thing I'll get into my fucking weird history. Sometimes I think my parents don't trust me. And you know what? I've given them reasons to not trust me before, but I do not care. Especially now, being 21, I am an adult.
Yeah.
I have my own life that you do not need to be a part of. So please stop.
You don't need to tell me, dude. You're preaching to the choir on that one.
Oh, I know. Yeah, that one I know. But... but back to the weird tiny house thing. Yeah, and some people were genuinely like, I work from home. I don't need all of this space, and I want to travel around. So I have the ability to do so, and just living in this small space with just me, myself, and my dog or whatever.
Sure.
I have the ability to travel on. I will use way less energy, and I will still get to do the things I want to do. And I'm like, okay, that to me seems like a more valid reason. Not like, I want to be closer to my children. It's like there's
physically close. I want to be inside them again.
They want them to be inside of me.
They want to be inside of me. Just kidding. Again. I forget how children work.
Every time I think of somebody being inside somebody, I think of that scene from Step Brothers when she's
so scared.
Have you ever seen Step Brothers?
I'm so scared of what you're about to say.
When she's like, I want to roll in a little ball and put you in my vagina and just feel you inside me.
No.
You've never seen that?
I have seen Step Brothers.
That's like the scene. I don't know what the actress's name is, but she said it to John C. Reilly, and he was just like, oh, okay. It was a weird movie. I don't know why people love it so much. I mean, it's a funny movie, but it's not the best movie ever, in my opinion.
It's very okay.
My most humblest opinion.
Yeah.
I do love the scene, though, with the fucking Catalina wine mixer. That little ending number they do there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And honestly, in my most humble opinion, Will Ferrell's the one singing, but I think John C. Reilly also should have sang more, because a lot of people forget he was in the movie Chicago and had a solo number, and he's a really good singer.
How could anyone forget his appearance in Chicago?
Chicago is like a very big... Any fucking...
Have you been?
To Chicago? A couple different times,
okay.
Yeah. Last time I went was my senior year. We went on a little music...
A couple different times. You hear that, everybody? Kamden's educated. He's learned.
I'm fucking learned.
Learned.
Listen, just because I'm in school and I traveled does not mean that I'm educated. Fight me.
Then what's the point?
For fun.
So you go to school for fun?
Yeah, that's exactly
And depression.
Yep. and depression.
I was worried that no one believed me I would have depression, so I went to school.
And then I got bad grades
And-
just to prove.
Ta-da.
Look, y'all.
Still have it.
But then some people just don't believe me.
That's so someone brought up that Danny overcoming his depression, and it really meant a lot to them, which was interesting to me because to me, depression and to a greater extent, addiction is not a thing you can overcome. It's a lifelong thing that lives with you. Like, people who make the best recovering alcoholics will tell you years after the recovery, they went on the meetings, like, they will still say, oh, I'm an alcoholic. It's not, I used to be an alcoholic, because you're letting that, I got better. I can have a drink. I'll be fine. And that's a really bad way to spiral back into it. I don't like when people say, like, oh, he overcame depression. It's like, no, depression's a lifelong thing that will stay with you for your whole goddamn life. And you can take medicine to reduce it. You can have therapy to reduce it. But I do believe it will always be kind of not nagging you, but a omnipresent kind of thing.
And not going to say as a psychology major, but as a psychology major,
Okay.
there are different degrees and levels of depression. It depends on each person. But if you actually are diagnosed with any form of depression, yes, it is with you. It is some kind of mental, thing, typically chemical. It's in fact chemical in you that is causing this. And yes, you can take medication, or if it's a very, very mild form of depression, some people just with different behavioral, therapies learn to just manage it better. It's about management. And don't get me wrong, you can have bouts of depression without having depression, because some people just go through cycles of just being in a really funky mood. They're like, I'm just sad at the moment. Or I just feel like life is not great. They may be down.
There hasn't been a dopamine rush. My brain.
There's external factors that influence those things.
Okay, that's fair.
And then, but even then, you're not I'm overcoming my depression. You're just there's something in your life that's making that better. But you're right. You're not overcoming anything. You're learning to better manage what's going on. And a lot of the times, people who have addictions, like alcohol addiction, have just addictive personalities and become very easily addicted to other things.
Just something else.
I've seen,
Gambling,
I believe
drugs.
I think I saw on True Life. I think once.
Was that on TLC?
It's on MTV.
That was on TRU TV.
TRU TV.
Yeah, True TV.
True. Fucking listen, I like True TV. All those crime shows are great. True Life was on MTV when it was very not music. I don't know. It was a bunch of weird shit.
You mean the music channel?
The music channel when it was a bunch of just reality dating shows.
I can't wait till they start airing cops on the Weather Channel.
That's just called the news, bro.
They just start arresting rain clouds. You can't park there. You can't park. They start firing into the cloud. It starts raining. They're
you have to move to another spot.
Officer under fire. Officer under fire. It's like hailing.
It's you need to move this down the block. And it's just do
you have a permit to thunderstrike here?
A fucking small little cloud just moves over 10 feet. Just it just shouts, "Is this good, officer?" "Yeah, we're good."
Carry on.
That's wild.
Do you know how fast that wind was blowing?
Have you ever actually seen a rain spot from far away?
Yeah, it's wild.
It is the craziest thing I've ever seen.
I like some of those videos where it's raining on literally one half of the road and the other half it's dry as fuck.
Yeah.
Bone dry.
I experienced that. So on both trips to Louisiana that I recently have taken,
I thought you only took one. That's not what your mom knows about.
That's right. That's exactly it. But going through Mississippi, I experienced that. There was a big old spot of rain. It was raining really, really, really hard, and I had to go very, very slow. And then it was suddenly fucking nothing.
Yeah.
And the only wet in the road was from the tires.
Me.
I was very, very wet.
Dude, I love bad weather.
I do too.
The only good type of weather is bad type of weather.
The only time I hate it is whenever I have to get up and do something important in the morning.
No, fuck it.
Get up early because I'm
let the rain release your inhibitions. Let the rain. your
Feel it
face.
on your skin. No one else can feel it for you. But no, because I'm like, I just want to lay in bed and feel this bad weather, this fucking aura. There's like some aura about like rainy, thundery
You
weather.
just smell it. I know rain has a smell, and that's why like a lot
Yeah.
of people can sense when it's gonna rain.
Yeah. Oh, I know. And it like drops. So if it's like if it's gonna rain in the afternoon, I can feel it just because it's warm outside or whatever. But like
Right.
all of a sudden the temperature drops considerably and it gets cold, like a chill. But
Ooh.
it's not like you're like, oh wow, it's cold all of a sudden.
Old
And-
people.
and-
Go on.
And so and like the air smells like wet. It just
Yeah.
like it's like a moist taste, like a moist taste. And then all of a sudden it starts raining. I'm like,
Yep.
yes, I knew it.
Older people who have like bad joints can feel it because of the pressure drop.
My grandma
is
was like that.
felt in the bones.
Mm-hmm. My
What
grandma.
the fuck are we talking about? Cops getting arresting clouds.
We were talking about fuck. We're talking about a lot. Oh, we're talking about
Wait,
depression
there
and
was a
management.
Tumblr post about I had a dream, like someone was like, I had a dream that tornadoes were illegal and that there was one and like 40 cops were chasing it and they all got sucked up into the tornado.
I'd love to see a picture of that.
Uh,
Oh, excuse me. No, but
anyway, depression.
I think what I was gonna say is people who are like addicted, they have an addictive personality, so more than likely they'll become addicted to something else. As in true life, there was a lady who was an alcoholic, and she was in rehab.
And she got addicted to World of Warcraft.
She got very addicted to exercise.
Oh,
She was
yeah.
like, I used exercise to help with my addiction with alcohol, but in the process became very addicted to exercising.
Yikes.
Yeah, so her counselor was like, you have to realize that whatever you try to channel your addiction away from, you'll probably become addicted to it. So you have to do everything in moderation. Also, I have a cousin who was very, very, very
I have a
addicted.
cousin too.
That was also very, very addicted to drugs.
I don't.
Yeah, he was very addicted to drugs. And when I was chatting with him, he's sober from those drugs. But he was like, I thought maybe I could just go back and try alcohol, which wasn't one of the things he was really addicted to. He goes, but then I got super drunk. As in,
And I was like, this is great. It's like when I got high. Oh, no.
no, he after he got drunk and woke up, he was like, I realized I can't do anything like that ever because I will just I don't have the ability to do it in moderation.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just completely fucking lose it. And so now he doesn't do anything. He just
Depression in moderation.
I wish. Can you just not today? Can you just pick another day? Not today.
Not today, fucker.
Fucker.
Oh, some side business because we're kind of wrapping it up.
Yeah, sure.
Getting to the end.
Hit me with that side biz.
I was like kind of bummed out because I was rereading the Dungeons and Dragons book and I realized that my character was technically illegal.
Oh, how?
So I have plans for him to be a arcane trickster, where it's a rogue archetype where he's like kind of spellcast oriented.
Mhm.
And I found out that the spells he can use can only be from the wizard book, which I knew, the wizard spell book, and it could only be enchantments and illusion spells. And I had picked some like transmutation spells, some not divinity, divination spells.
Divination. Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Like he could divine where
Yep.
things are, yeah, stuff like that. And I was like bummed out because like two of the spells I really wanted him to have was one, comprehend language because he was illiterate, and that's how he got around
Yeah.
that. And two, magic missiles because I really like the aesthetic of magic missiles. I then fucking realized I could just have a multi-class and have him be a sorcerer first level and then, level him up as a rogue with the rest of it. And I can have literally those two things at level 1. And at
Get around it.
Yeah, and at level 9 he can have Misty Step.
Misty Step.
Yeah.
Oh, Misty Step.
Because there's a not a perk, but there's a caveat to the spells you can learn as a arcane trickster. Your 8th and 20th and 14th level as a rogue, your 8th level rogue.
Yeah.
You get to pick, if you go down the arcane trickster route, you get to pick any wizard spell. And I'm like, that's cool, and that kind of works, but I want them at level 1. And I was thinking, I have like a really, I take a lot of importance towards making sure characters are legal because I want to be able to take this character to any dungeon master and be like,
Yeah.
hey, I want to play this character. And sometimes they'll be like, hey, there's this thing. It's sort of outside of the books, but I'm totally cool with it. And others there will be like, no, you can't do that.
That's not the rules.
Yeah.
Like,
And you know
fuck
what? Good on both those sides because
Yeah, sure.
I like to have structure, so cool on the guy that follows the rules. And I also like to have freedom, so cool on the guy who
Creativity.
lets it bend.
Yeah.
I appreciate both styles. I'm not going to fault either one of them for that being the style that they chose.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure I do what I can to make sure I'm following the rules so that way it doesn't become an issue. And I figured it out. I was very pleased with myself.
Yeah, look at you being crafty.
Yeah.
Getting around. Yeah, I know you were saying, like, I want to be able to just, like, walk in somewhere and be like, hey,
I have this
this
character,
is my
let's
character.
play. Yeah.
Let go.
Let go.
And yeah, if he's illegal, then
It changes things.
Yeah.
And yeah. The other thing I wanted to say about Dungeons and Dragons is I'm running my second, not my second game, but I'm continuing on the one shot I did with my sister and their friends.
sweet.
Yeah, I'm gonna be DMing that, and
Is it the one you invited me to?
yes,
Oh yeah. Sorry, Mike invited me, but I had to turn him down because I'm really busy right now.
oh yeah, you're good. Yeah, I don't know. That's all I had to say. Do you have anything final? Before
No.
we send off
No, I don't have any business
this
updates.
fine vessel,
I don't
Christian
know.
B, episode
Christian
36.
Christen
No, it's Christian Bale. Christian Bale.
Christen Bale.
Christian Bale, you episode 36
One
of the
question:
2-5 cast. Uh-huh.
How do you feel about Dark Knight?
The movie?
Yeah. How do you feel about Christian Bale's Batman?
Which one's Dark Knight? Is that the Joker one? Or is that the first one?
The Dark Knight.
Oh,
is
just the
Christian,
trilogy. Oh.
The Dark Knight is Christian Bale
Uh-huh.
and Heath Ledger Joker.
Okay.
How do you feel about those?
They're okay.
Okay. How do you feel about Christian Bale's Batman?
Swear to me. It's kind of a joke. It's silly.
I'll agree.
I don't think anyone's done a good Batman yet. Because they haven't done a good Bruce yet. And Bruce is an important part of Batman.
You should watch
To get real.
You should watch Val Kilmer as Batman. I think he did a really good.
Is
Bruce
that
Wayne.
wait? Is that the Superman Returns one?
Nope.
No,
Val Kilmer is
no, that's
fucking
Bateman.
crazy.
No, that's not Bateman. Who's the new fucking
Ben Affleck,
Benny?
good old Benjamin
Ben
Affleck. No, Val Kilmer is weird now, but I think he did a really, really good.
Which
Bruce
one
Wayne.
is that?
I think that's Batman Forever.
Oh, okay, Nipple Batman.
I want to say yes.
Uh huh.
And the
That
one,
one's okay.
The one with
It's
Jim
so
Carrey
campy,
as the
though.
Riddler.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. It's so campy, and then you
I
have
know.
Danny DeVito as the Penguin. That's a good call.
And I think
they casted that one right.
oh, he didn't have to do anything. He's just himself.
He just showed up like that.
He's just like, oh, okay, this is it now.
And then the director's like, I didn't know we wrote the Penguin in this. All right, take your fucking umbrella and get going.
Yeah, I think it's Batman Forever though. But
Yeah.
he's my favorite.
Again, I don't think they did a very good Bruce Wayne, and I feel like Bruce Wayne. That's why I feel like Ben Affleck's Batman is a little better because there is more Bruce Wayne-y stuff in it.
Sure.
I'm excited for the Justice League movie only because of the Flash and Wonder Woman. Everyone else can go to home.
Can go the home.
Go to the home.
Yeah, I personally, I wish they had done Aquaman in the very like traditional Aquaman style, but I
Not this
get
like
that that's
weird
not it.
Norwegian kind of.
Yeah, I was like shook. I was like, this isn't right.
This is way better.
This isn't right. The only thing they need to do is bring in fucking Green Lantern.
Yeah, but
Then I'll be real happy.
You want Johnny Boy, not
Yeah,
Hal.
well, in the fucking Justice League cartoon, that's who it was. So fight me.
Yeah, well, that's only because Hal Jordan was fucking Parallax for a hot minute and no one liked him.
Yeah, well, let me tell you, he's the best, and they make the complete Justice League, and then I don't know.
If it was Green Lantern, just roll with me. Would they make it Ronald Reynolds again?
Ronald Reynolds.
Ryan Reynolds?
He played Hal Jordan, right?
Yes.
Or what's his name? Hal something.
Hal.
Yeah. Whatever.
You got it right?
I think so.
Jon Stewart, Hal Jordan, Guy Gardner, Dexter. He's a Red Lantern.
That's right. And wasn't Guy Garden the gay one?
Yes, redhead.
Yeah.
No one likes him though.
Because he's gay. We can all just listen.
That's what they won't tell you. But
right.
no, he is
Sorry,
kind
I'm
of
dragging
a dick.
this out.
He
but I
is
was
kind
just
of
curious.
a dick.
They'll probably.
I like Guy Gardner.
If they paid Ryan Reynolds enough, I think they should do it.
Yeah, CG suit and all.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't know. He kind of roasted himself in Deadpool, but I still think they'd do it.
It'd be so funny.
It's okay. Anyway, that's all I wanted to know.
All right.
Who's your favorite Batman?
Shutting this shit off.
Bye.
Thanks everybody for listening. It's been the 2-5 cast.
Here's a spider for you, Mike.
Thank you, dude. If you have any questions for me and Kamden, you can always reach us at 25cast@gmail.com, TWO5CAST@gmail.com.
Or on our Twitter, which is not very active. I'm struggling to like not make it just like a plug. Like put just hey, here's a new video. Here's a new video.
It'd be nice if we did stuff like more stuff out of work, and though we could like say we're at fucking Mod's Pizza again because we're sluts for pizza.
Yeah.
Pizza sluts.
Pizza sluts.
Pizza slut.
If you titled these, title it Pizza Slut. I mean, that would be like some people title.
Okay.
It should be.
I think we should start titling it.
You're right.
Anyway.
I mean, I agree. Pizza Sluts.
Pizza sluts.
I think you should make this one Pizza Sluts.
I think there's a better thing in here,
Yeah, sure.
but I'll keep pizza sluts in mind.
Thanks, dude. But if you do want to follow us on Twitter, just twitter.com/two5cast, TWO5CAST.
Damn, dude, you know how to spell so good. It's all that classical learning.
It's because of that fucking learned education I get.
Learned education.
Yep.
Oh shit. New patch in WoW. We watched the Illidan thing. It was super cool. He yelled.
Oh yes.
He yelled. I'll heal your scars. And Illidan was like, I am my scars. Yeah, and it was like a really good moment.
It was super cool.
Yeah.
My mouth was a slack.
There is no chosen one. Only we can save ourselves. It was a good fucking video.
I will say I kind of laughed a little when
his eyes were getting blasted out.
Yeah.
Jackie left it there too,
like,
and Jackie's
like,
spot was like, "Oh, okay."
It's like,
it went on just a little bit too long.
yeah, I was like, I don't, what the, like, it was just like the things you see, and I was like, this motherfucker has a blindfold on. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, like, of course we, like, oh, your golden eyes. It's like, they're green and they're blindfolded. Of course
Right.
something bad happened. All right, if I were to reshoot that scene, it would be a younger Illidan with his golden eyes, and then, like, a faraway shot from over his shoulder of his eyes getting blasted out by the Fel.
That would be good.
Yeah.
That would be a good.
It'd be like, oh, this is what she was talking about when...
it just cut to him like fucking blast. I was like, what the? Okay.
And then like a face shot of him like,
ah! Sorry.
We're turning it off. Good night, everybody.
Bye.